All right, y'all, come on. We're going to be reviewing this Boudoir Facebook ad today. You know, seeing what we got going on that's good, seeing what we got going on that's bad. And yeah, as normal, we got our, going to go through the 10 mistakes that I like to, the framework I like to use to fix and improve Boudoir Facebook ads. And, you know, on average, fixing this stuff up, you know, we're able to 2 to 4x the amount of women that come in, consume the ad, consume our ad copy, consume our offer with the same ad spend. And the secret metric, you know, kind of the leading indicator we like to focus on is unique CTR all, which is basically the metric that everyone misses. Basically below 6% is bad, above 6% is good for having a higher probability that ads sustain and scale. AKA same ad spend, better results over time. Don't need to refresh creatives as much. And so, yeah, I'll be going through, you know, looking at this ad from the same 10 step, 10 mistake framework. And a lot of boudoir photographers that have been running boudoir Facebook ads for a long time. You know, one of the most common things I hear is of basically same ad spend, worse and worse results over time, ad dying, ad burning out, refresh creative. And this is actually not normal. This is a symptom of a deeper root cause problem, which is, you know, kind of these 10 mistakes we're going to talk about today. But when boudoir photographers, you know, are running ads on their own, this can be like, you know, make them feel desperate. You know, they see it over and over. Every ad they do, it's starts out good, dies out, dies out, dies out. Then I got to refresh it, you know, put a new picture, same ad text, throw it up again, or maybe slightly alter the ad text. Same picture, different picture, not really kind of knowing what's going on, or basically assuming that this is normal because it's happening with all their friends. Or if they're paying an agency, you know, if they're paying an agency to do their ads, you know, a ton of money every month, plus the ad spend every month, plus they're getting worse and worse results every month. So they're thinking, you know, like, man, you guys probably gave me the best ads up front anyways to get me hooked, and I can just run and just keep those running right in my account. Why do I need to pay you to keep giving me worse and worse results over time? You know, so they think about switching, you know, to a different option because they don't want to get worse and worse results over time. They want same ad spend, better results over time. And the root cause problem for both these issues is the 10 mistakes we're going to talk about today. But basically what these 10 mistakes result in is kind of initial bad ad metrics and ad data from like the first tranche of women the ad goes to. And this data is actually fed back into the meta ad algorithm to decide who to show the ad to next. And when this initial data's initial, you know, metrics like unique CTR all, the number one first leading indicator, and conversion rate, you know, and some few things in between, when that is bad for the, you know, when that is on the low side for the first tranche of women the ad goes to, that's fed into the meta ad algorithm. And guess what? We actually go to lower quality meta profiles for the second tranche, the second group of women our ad goes to. And what makes them lower quality meta profiles? Well, off rip, they are a lower probability to convert. And guess what? They convert at a lower rate. So for the second tranche, we get same ad spend, lower results. And what does it do? Feeds back into the meta ad algorithm. And we get even lower, worse meta profiles for tranche 3. And what do you know? We get even lower conversion rate, same ad spend, even lower results. This is the downward spiral of despair that, you know, I'm hearing a lot of boudoir photographers are going through. And again, it's these 10 mistakes we're going to talk about in this video. And once we fix these mistakes, what happens? We get better unique CTR all, better engagement, better conversions, off rip with tranche one women. And what happens with that? All that data flows back into the meta ad algorithm. And what do? Tranche 2, we go to higher quality meta profiles for tranche 2. We basically have to unlock them. And we unlock them through our great ad metrics, great user experience, great conversion rate, working with the meta ad algorithm, working with newsfeed psychology, working with human psychology, and we unlock that, higher tier women profile with a higher probability to convert on tranche 2. And guess what? They convert at a higher rate. Same ad spend, better results on tier 2 or tranche 2. And guess what? That feeds back into the meta ad algorithm. And we get even higher or even better, even more better profiles in tranche 3 that convert at an even higher rate. So we basically have to unlock them. So there's only two ways for a Boudoir Facebook ad to go. It's either the downward spiral of despair, the first example, or the upward spiral of awesomeness, the second example, when all the mistakes are solved. There is no maintaining a Boudoir Facebook ad. No, that doesn't happen. It's either growing or it's dying. That's it. And we got to fix these mistakes to give us, the best chance for our ads to sustain and grow. All right. First ad 10 mistakes I always look at. Does it look like an ad? So these mistakes will bring us into the downward spiral of despair if we make them. But if we don't make them, we solve these mistakes, we fix them, they bring us to the upward spiral of awesomeness. All right, so does it look like an ad? Basically, is there text on the creative? Yep, we got text on the creative. Organic posts don't have text on them, only if it's like, talking captions, maybe. So yeah, this makes this look like an ad, which means more people are going to be scrolling on by, which means, basically lower initial ad metrics, lower people consuming our ad copy, lower amount of people coming in qualified or getting pre-qualified, coming in, becoming qualified leads, which means lower qualified calls, lower qualified shows, lower qualified sales, less sales, lower conversion rate, lower revenue. Ad data goes back into the meta ad algorithm. Ad goes to worse prospects in tranche 2. Same ad spend, worse results, which, we have entered the downward spiral of despair, and it just kind of keeps repeating, worse and worse and worse. Ad dies out, ad burns out, refresh creative. All right, the next four mistakes can happen up here in the See More headline. This is the first 2 3/4 lines on mobile, Facebook and mobile newsfeed. This is where you'll have the most impressions. So, if we go to our Meta Ads Manager in the top right, above the columns, we click on breakdown and placement. And we go on the bottom left, the summary. At the bottom of the columns, we click the arrow to show the summary. Facebook mobile newsfeed will be the highest, so it'll have the most placements on it. So we get 2 3/4 lines here. This is where 95% of ad spend is won or lost, because 100 out of 100 women on the newsfeed will see the See More headline. And a good Boudoir Facebook ad will have 5% of women click the See More. That's 5% unique CTR all. And, the average Boudoir Facebook ad, 2 to 3%. Mine, then I can do 6 to 9%. Yeah, I've also gone, 10 to 14% in some other niches. So this is where 95% of ad spend is won or lost. We need to have 4 specific attributes here to be super specific with who we are talking to. All right. Specific attribute number 1, we need to have a who. Who are we speaking to? Who are we talking to? What is a self-label that they have that they would self-label themselves as? So when they read it, they're scrolling, they read it. Oh, and they're like, oh, that's me. So what is that self-label? Let's check it here. Do we have it here? Need some time to yourself? Let you take one of us. No. All right, so we're missing the who. So we don't know who we're talking to, which means whoever we're talking to, they definitely ain't hearing us. All right, so gonna call in a less specific person, more people scrolling by, less qualified people reading. They're coming through less pre-qualified, so we're getting less qualified leads, less qualified calls, less bookings, less sales, less revenue, less conversions, all feeding back into the meta ad algorithm, pushing our ad to lower quality meta profiles for tranche 2, which gives us even worse results. Same ad spend, lower results. And the cycle continues tranche 3. Basically, we're entering the downward spiral of despair. And that ads dying out, ads burning out, refresh creative. All right, specific attribute 2 is negative. We need to have a negative experience here, and we always lead with a negative experience. So something that women in our city are saying they don't want to deal with, they want to get away from, they want to get over. What is that negative experience women in our city are saying in their brain that they want to move away from? And yes, we always lead with the negative, and here's why. Humans are programmed to move away from negative experiences, aka pain, at literally like 100x the rate. Move away from pain, to take an action to move away from pain, get back to normal / no pain / neutral, at literally 100x higher rate compared to that same human taking an action to go from normal / neutral / no pain to some positive gain or pleasure. Literally 100x difference, pain to neutral, taking an action compared to neutral to gain or benefit, taking an action. Literally 100x difference. And we know this because, think of us when we go to the dentist. So we go to the dentist, get our 6-month teeth cleaning done. No cavities, cool. We're at the front desk paying, and the secretary ladies are like, hey, are you free 179 days from now on Thursday at 6:50 a.m.? And we're like, dude, I literally have no idea, like no clue at all. But text me closer to that time, and I will, I'll know my schedule then at a later time. So they put us in the auto texter machine, and we they text us month 3, ignore. Month 4, ignore. Month 5, ignore. And month 6 comes and passes. We do not go get our 6-month teeth cleaning, checkup. And why is that? Well, we're busy running the business, momentum. We kind of got our workflow streamlined. We like our schedule. And guess what? The guaranteed gain, the positive, the benefit, the pleasure of going to the dentist and definitely getting teeth cleaned and, peace of mind. We either have no cavities or they've been taken care of. That guaranteed gain, guaranteed positive, guaranteed pleasure of that, that's not enough to get us to move out of our neutral position, our no pain position. It's just not enough. It's not enough. Like, we're gonna maintain our same schedule, keep our momentum, and literally just continue on living life. So yeah, we don't go. They auto text us month 8, month 10, month 12, and again we ignore, and we don't. So we miss a second 6-month teeth cleaning checkup. And it's the same reason, we're got momentum, building the business, and we are kind of the guaranteed gain, the guaranteed positive of going to the dentist. Again, it's not enough to get us to take an action. Our life's fine, neutral, no pain. Okay, we're missing out on the game, but like, we don't feel like we're missing out on much, or else we would have gone. So again, the gain is not enough for us to take action. Now the end of month 13 rolls around. We're eating breakfast. And man, every single bite, for some reason this morning, ton of pain. Right side of our mouth, at the back, on the bottom, those molar teeth, the back right. Man, every single bite, pain. We barely finished our breakfast. We're like, all right, this is strange. This stinks. So, and then we go the rest of the morning working on all our stuff, and our tooth still hurts, our jaw still kind of hurts, even though we're not chewing anything. And then we go eat lunch, and we actually eat on the left side this time, left side of our mouth, because we learned. But still our teeth touch on the right, a little bit of pain, and some food still goes over there from muscle memory. So still more pain than shown. We're like, and we can't even finish our lunch. We got to stop halfway through. We're like, man, this is too painful. Like, I can't even focus. I can't even eat. So I probably won't be able to eat dinner. Probably won't be able to sleep tonight. And like, dude, my tooth right now is killing me. I got to get this, I got to fix this. I got to get this solved. So the same afternoon, we call up our dentist and we're talking to them. We're like, what? What do you mean you can't get me in tomorrow at 7:30 a.m.? My tooth's killing me right now. And they're like, well, hey, we're booked out 3 weeks. We can put you on the cancellation list, but no guarantees. But yeah, we can't get you in. So we're like, oh man. So we hang up. But this pain is this tooth's killing us. So we call every other dentist in the city, like, hey, can you get me in tomorrow at 7:30 a.m.? Can you get me in tomorrow at 7:30 a.m.? Can you get me in tomorrow at 7:30 a.m.? And we finally find someone that can get us in at 7:30 a.m. Yes. Like, dude, finally. We barely sleep at all, but we do finally get up 7:30 a.m. and we're in there. They find out we got a super cavity. Oh my God. So they clean it out. They put the resin stuff in it, smooth it over, do the UV pen, harden that resin, do the bite paper, make sure our tooth is not too tall or it's like the right height, or that part of it anyways. And then we leave, and guess what? We go eat breakfast. No pain in the jaw, no pain in the tooth. We can finally focus again. Don't have to focus on this pain, can focus on other stuff. We're like, yes, dude, finally, no more pain, back to normal, back to neutral, no pain mode. Now there's two situations there. Situation one, literally 13 months, 400 days, we had a guaranteed gain of cleaner teeth and, taking care of any cavities or knowing we had no cavities. Guaranteed gain, 400 days, we took no action. The gain just was not enough. However, when we were in pain, literally one day of pain, we took massive action, finally put a dentist on the calendar, finally showed up, got some results with the dentist, and solved our pain. So situation one, 400 days, guaranteed gain, we took no action. 1 day of pain, we took massive action. So in this scenario, there's literally the humans take action at 400x the rate to go from pain to no pain as compared to no pain to some gain. 400x rate, 400 higher probability difference between those two. So this is why we always lead with a negative experience, aka a pain, in the See More headline. All right, so now we're going to check this out. Do we have a negative here? Negative experience women in our city are saying they're dealing with, in their brain, that they want to get away from. That yes, we have tested, and the data will tell us kind of which one's which one's the best one. So need some time to yourself. So some time to yourself. Is that a negative experience women are wanting to get away from? No. We're here to let you do. All right. So we're missing that. So we're missing the neg. So we're gonna have more women scrolling by. Not feeling like our offer is specifically talking to them. Therefore it's not for them. And yeah, that's the interesting about marketing is, if we just say solution, do you want solution? Here's solution. We think that would work. The only time that works is if we're the only competitor in the market. Want TV? We're the only TV store in the city, and there's no internet, and there's no Sears mail catalog, no Amazon. So that works there. But when there's more than two players in a market, or when there's more than one player in a market, so there's more than zero competitors, we have to get specific and tell people our solution is specifically for them, for their situation. All right, so we're missing out on the negative. So yeah, less women coming through reading our ad copy, less women clicking ... See more right here to open up the ad copy like I did right now and read the rest of it. Less women getting pre-qualified, less qualified leads coming through, less qualified bookings, less sales, less revenue, less conversions, all feeding back into the meta ad algorithm. Ad, meaning our ads are going to go to worse and worse meta profiles in tranche 2. And that's going to result in us getting, spending the same ad spend, getting lower results, which then, we're in the downward spiral of despair now. So that's just going to continue to snowball and snowball, snowball until our ad burns out, dies, and we got to refresh creative. All right, third thing we need to have in the See More headline is a positive. What is something women in our city are saying that they want? So, they want to cross the bridge across the river or take the boat across the river to the other side because there's some positive thing that they're saying in their brain that they want. Let's see, need some time to yourself. So are women in our city saying, man, I wish I just had some time to myself. Yeah, all right, yeah, we'll give you this one. So, yeah, I could see women saying that. All right, so we got positive here. We're still missing the negative, so we're missing out on the negative positive tension. Kind of like, I want to get away from this thing on this side of the river, and I also want to go get this other thing on the other side of the river, so I got to take this bridge or this boat. So we're missing the mental contrast, the positive negative tension. So again, we're not as specific. Women are scrolling, not feeling like we're specifically for them. So that's fewer women consuming the ad copy, fewer women becoming pre-qualified, fewer qualified leads, more price hunters, more tire kickers, more objections, more ghosting, lower bookings, lower sales, lower conversions, all feed back into the meta ad algorithm. Our ads go to worse meta profiles in tranche 2, which means same ad spend, lower results, and which begets lower and lower results and lower results. And so, downward spiral of despair, ad burns out, ad dies out, refresh creative. All right, the third and final thing we want to have in the See More headline is a hesitation/roadblock. So what is a reason, so we got the negative, the women in our city want, we also got the positive, or we got the negative, the women in our city want to get away from. We also got the positive that women in our city want. And yes, we test all this stuff. The data tells us which one's most resonating. And we also need a hesitation/roadblock, some reason why the women are not taking a bridge over the river, not taking a boat over the river, or not using some solution, either ours or a competitor solution, to move, get away from the negative and also get this other positive thing. So hesitation/roadblock, no, we're missing that here, which means we're missing the triangle of mental tension, the negative, the positive, the hesitation/roadblock. And so we're missing like some super specificity here, which means, yeah, we're going to have more women scrolling by, less women clicking ... see more to read our ad copy, less women coming in pre-qualified, less qualified leads, less qualified call bookings, less qualified call shows, more tire kickers, more price hunters, more ghosting, more objections, less sales, less conversions, less revenue, all feeding back into the meta ad algorithm. All that data from tranche 1 women, and then for when our ads go to tranche 2 women, we get same ad spend, lower conversions, because those are just off rip, lower converting meta profiles. So only the ads with bad initial data go to those profiles, which begets even worse conversion and ad data. And, again, downward spiral of despair, ad burns out, ad dies out, refresh creative. All right, so that's the See More headline. So we've gone through the first 5 potential mistakes that happen on a Boudoir Facebook ad. And next 3 happen here in the body copy. So what we've done is basically up here, the See More headline, 95% of ad spend is won or lost here. Honestly, more like 97 to 98%. And okay, we got them to click ... see more. But guess what? They were scrolling. They came up here. We caught them with a few words. Then they read a sentence or two. And then they click ... see more. And then they get smacked in the face with this massive wall of text. Massive wall of text. And then Brian's like, dude, I'm just trying to relax and scroll. So basically, we got to overcome that, and we got to give them a reason to keep reading. So yes, hook one, see more headline, and we actually need a hook two because people got their TikTok brains on when they're scrolling. A hook two, a reason for why they should keep reading, and we want this to be an authority hook. Basically, why should you listen to us, or why should they listen to us? Which I also did at the beginning of this video, showing, I'm able to 2 to 4x women coming through Boudoir Facebook ads and consuming the ad copy, consuming the offer in the ad copy just by fixing a few of these mistakes. And that's off the same ad spend. So why should they listen to us? Let's say what we got here. No. All right, so we're missing the authority hook. So we're having less women, basically less women finishing reading our ad copy, less women getting pre-qualified. So we're having lower qualified leads, lower qualified bookings, more price hunters, more objections, more ghosting, lower sales call conversion rate, lower close rate, lower revenue, fewer conversions. All that ad data from tranche one women going back into the meta ad algorithm, and our ads go to worse meta profiles off rip for converting in tranche two. So same ad spend, worse results, and which gets more and more results in future tranches, downward spiral of despair, ads burning out, ads flaming out, ads dying out, refresh creative. All right, the next thing we want to have here is a story/narrative. So this is basically the movie scene, the movie script. And I consider this considered our punch two. So think of up here as our punch one. Meeting the women in their brain with what they're saying they don't want, what they do want, and what they don't have to deal with. Negative, positive, hesitation/roadblock. That will be like, oh my God, dude, nobody in our city will be, when we hit those three, or those four, including the who, nobody in our city will be anywhere close, unless they've been working with me already. But so that means we're going to be super specific. We've been talking to them more specific than anyone else they've ever seen. And so they're like, man, they're really talking to what I got going on here. I got to click see more and see what they got, what's happening. So that's punch one, the see more headline. Punch two, the story/narrative, is where we empathize with their current situation, what the heck they're going through, which is also like what I did at the beginning, saying, boudoir photographers doing ads on their own, feeling desperate, ads keep burning out. Refresh creative, they don't know what's going on, they think it's normal, they don't know how to fix it. Or mad at their agency, paying a ton of money to the agency, don't know why they keep paying them since they're doing same ad spend every month but getting worse and worse results for some reason, and no one can fix it. So, that's a little bit of the movie scene, the empathizing. Saying, hey, I know what you're going through. I see you. Here's what's happening. So that is punch two, and that's our 1-2 punch. Now, when we can actually get those correct, punch one and punch two, we become the only option in the market for that person. Here's why. No one's going to get all four specific attributes in our See More headline correct except for us. So, no other boudoir advertiser will get those. Again, unless they're, have already worked with me. And then, so it's punch one we get correct. Then punch two we get correct, which is describing their exact life, what the heck's actually going on right now. And they're just going to be like, wow, no one has ever spoken this specifically to me before, and what the heck's going on? I really got to consider what they're talking about or writing or offering for this thing. Because, yeah, I do want to get away from that. And, yeah, I do want this other thing. And, yeah, I don't want to have to do that. And, yeah, my life, I am going through A, B, and C right now. I am thinking, feeling X, Y, Z. And, oh, yeah, that is happening to me, right? Oh, my God. These people are talking right to me. And so we need to get this 1-2 punch correct, the story/narrative. because this is our only moat. And here's a specific Facebook ad secret as to why. Once someone engages with our Boudoir Facebook ad, any which way, click on see more, click the link, click the image, watch the video. Dude, literally the next 24 hours, they're getting hit with every single Boudoir Facebook ad from every single competitor in our market. And guess what? Everyone else has generic broad messaging. Nobody specific to them. So even if they see 1,000 Boudoir Facebook ads in our city from 1,000 competitors, nobody will have gotten as specific as us. So the more specific we get, the more the other competitor ads that are guaranteed to show up, because that's how meta ad algorithm works on Facebook and Instagram, then the more specific we get, the more those competitors don't matter. Because even if they see all these ads, it's not relevant to them because those ads never got specific as us. And you can test this. Go engage, click see more, click the video, click the photo, click the link on some Boudoir Facebook ads in your city tonight. Dude, I guarantee in the feed you're going to see tons more Boudoir Facebook ads in the next 24 hours, Instagram and Facebook. So that's how we stand out and continue standing out once the women are exposed to, 55 more Boudoir Facebook ads across Facebook and Instagram in the next 24 hours. All right, so do we have a story/narrative here? Nope. So women are gonna, well, let's see. No. So women are gonna feel like we're less for them. So they're coming in less qualified. They have less reason to finish reading the ad copy. Less qualified leads, less qualified bookings, less qualified sales calls, more price hunters, more tire kickers, more ghosting, lower conversion rate, lower sales, lower revenue, lower bookings, lower conversions, all feeding back into the meta ad algorithm. And all the data from tranche 1, and our ads go to worse prospects for tranche 2, which just guarantees we get lower results from tranche 2, aka same ad spend, lower results. And here's something interesting I noticed before we go to the next mistake number 8. Everything else, empower you, uplift, inspire, support, and empower you. Yeah, these are positives. These got to be up in the Seymour headline. Ready to fall in love with yourself. Positive. It's got to be up top, Seymour headline. If it tests good. Yeah, confidence boosting. Positive. Got to be in the Seymour headline. Yeah. All right. Now the mistake number 8, or potential mistake number 8. We got to we need to have a full offer in our ad. So purpose of our ad is to provide correct, specific context to give our full offer, to display our full offer to those people. And I can get unique CTRL between 6 to 9. So 6 to 9%. So let's say it's 8%. 8%, 8 out of 100 click see more, read through, see our offer. Well, if we had our offer on the landing page, CTR link's only going to be 1%. So we got 1% of people clicking through to see the offer, 1 out of 100, or we got 8 out of 100 seeing the offer in the ad copy. Which one's going to get more sales? Probably the one with 8 times more people seeing what we got. And guess what? Even if they don't buy, they know our offer exists. It's sitting there somewhere in their brain. They know our offer exists even if they don't buy, which most people won't buy. So we still implanted our offer into their brain, being super specific. So let's see what we got here. Blah, 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 blah. It's perfect. Okay. Yeah, so we're missing the, how long does it take? How much wardrobe? How many sets? How many photos does it come with? Makeup, hair included or not? So we're missing our whole offer pricing. Any bonuses, any add-ons, any gifts? Yeah, we're missing the offer here. Women coming in unqualified, not pre-qualified, don't know exactly what we do. We're not specific, don't know if we're exactly for them. So they're less qualified. So fewer qualified leads, fewer qualified appointments, fewer qualified shows to calls, more price hunters, more objections, more I got to think about it. Less sales, less revenue, less conversions, all feeds back into the meta ad algorithm as you go to worse and worse prospects for tranche two, who are they're gonna convert worse off rip before even seeing our ad. This meta knows that. So our ad got a low meta ad score from the first tranche. So same ad spend, worse results over time. Feeds back into the meta ad algorithm, going through the downward spiral of despair. You know the drill. Ad burns out, ad dies out. Refresh creative with the same mistakes, which is just going to lead to the same ad burning out. All right, final two mistakes happen here at the bottom of the ad. Below creative headline, description, and button. It's always, 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 always a mistake to have anything down here. Always a mistake. This is mistake number 9, and here's why. Reason number 1 is about 5% of mistake number 9. It's because stuff under here, below creative headline, description, button, ties into mistake number 1, makes it look more like an ad, which means more people are going to scroll on by, less people consuming the ad. There's no organic posts that got text underneath them. There's no organic posts that got buttons underneath them. These are these are attributes of ads, ad attributes. So we need to, well, that's reason 1 for mistake number 9. Reason 2 for mistake number 9 is 15% of the reason for mistake number 9. And this is newsfeed psychology we're talking about here. So people are scrolling fast. By the time they get here, their brain, their subconscious has registered about 1/4 to 1/3 of the kind of the key terms, keywords or key phrases from up here. And you see time to yourself, and that lets you in on, and no real relevance context there. But so their subconscious processes it, and their eyes are looking here. And if the words are not the same, since it's on the same post, it's going to trigger the error detection network in their brain automatically. It's going to signal error, incongruent, because the words are not the same as up here, confusion, keep scrolling, just off rip, literally off rip, automatically without them thinking. They're not sitting there thinking, oh, well, is the 1/4 to 1/3 of the words I got from up here, are they equal to these words here? No, this all happens subconsciously, automatically. And then even if the words are correct, you match them perfectly, well, guess what? It still makes it look more like an ad. So it's always the wrong thing to have any text, anything below the ad. Reason 3 for mistake number 9, 80% of the reason. This ties a little bit back into mistake number 8 when I was talking about the offer. Having anything below the ad creative, what it enables is women to click down here and go to our pages before being forced to click ... see more, read the rest of our ad copy, and then clicking after they've been fully consumed the ad copy and become fully pre-qualified. Here's why this is a massive, massive, massive problem. When Meta pulls from data to decide who to send our ads to next, one of the pools it pulls from is converters, so those who are converted on our ad. Now, basically, it looks at all the data points on their Meta profile of those who have converted, finds the similarities, kind of similar data points, that most of the converters have, or, find some combination. And then it goes to look outward in our city, what other profiles have the same or close to those same similar data points as converters. So that's pool 1 that kind of biases where the meta ad algorithm goes with our ad. Now the problem is pool 2. Pool 2 is ad clickers, so those that clicked on the ad to come to the next page. And guess what? If they didn't come pre-qualified by reading all this ad copy, they just came in from, who knows, they didn't read nothing, they just saw a button, they just clicked. They saw studio, maybe they thought it was like a hair studio or something. They're not pre-qualified at all. Well, guess what? Our pool 2, as all the meta profiles that clicked on the ad, those are all unqualified prospects, unqualified meta profiles. So then the meta ad algorithm, when pulling data from pool 2, is assembling the similarities between our ad clickers, but they're basically all unqualified. So they're getting all this unqualified data that's biasing the meta ad algorithm to send our ad to, guess who? More unqualified prospects with those same unqualified data points on their meta profiles. We want to get as close to one link click, one conversion as possible. That's literally what it is. So in our pool 2 and pool 1 is actually the same data. It's the same meta profiles, which are all converters. That's the strongest signal. That gives us the best signal to the meta ad algorithm to give our ads the best opportunity for results. All right, so that's mistake 9. And mistake 10, the final mistake. I don't know if this ad's making this final mistake, but I'll give it half a mistake. And that's because the most common objective I see boudoir photographers using for their boudoir photography ads is leads objective. Here's why that is wrong. 100% of the time, leads objective is wrong. It's because when we choose our objective, we are telling Facebook, hey, go find the 6% slice of the market, those meta profiles in our city, 6% that have, like the 95th percentile plus, or, the 95% highest probability and higher to fill out lead forms and, respond to ads that have, these keywords, in them, based off of ads they've responded to previously, things they've searched, and also just, our app, Facebook and Instagram app microphones listening to us all the time, 24/7, even when we're not using the app. Those words get downloaded and stuck on our meta profile. So basically we're telling Meta, go find the people that are most likely going to fill out a lead form. Here's the problem. We're not optimizing for meta profiles that fill out a lead form and then also answer our calls, texts, or emails. We're not, we're not telling Meta, hey, go find the lead form filler outers who fill out a form and also book a call, show up to the call. And we're definitely not telling Meta, hey, go find the lead form filler outers who also buy. Instead, we're just saying, hey, go find the people that fill out the lead forms. They like filling out lead forms. And yes, a small dusting will also have data on their profile that they answer call, text, and emails and reply. An even smaller percentage will have a dusting, of data on their profile that says, yes, they do book a call, they do show up to the call. And even a smaller dusting yet will have data on their meta profiles that say, yes, they do fill out the form and they do buy stuff. But dude, this dusting is so tiny. Instead, we want to get our eyes in front of buyers from the jump. Because form filler outers, we're not optimizing for buyers. Those people are non-buyers. That's non-buyer data. That's just form filler outer data. So if we're saying Meta, we want leads, we're literally telling Meta, give me lots and lots and lots of non-buyers and a small dusting of people that answer my phones, text, emails, and another small dusting that, books a call, shows up to a call, and even tinier dusting that actually buys. And so, yeah, dude, we're getting the $1, $1.50, $2 leads. Yeah, but the reason they're cheap is they don't buy anything. Nobody else is competing for those ad auction slots to get those leads. Nobody who wants any sales isn't. So, and let's say we get 100 leads for $1, and we get one sale, $100 CPA, $100 cost per acquisition. Or we could do like 2 leads, they're $20 each, we convert one. So $40 cost per acquisition. So we just literally doubled or 2.5x, our ROAS. We just got 2.5x more profit from our ad spend by getting more expensive leads that converted at a much higher rate, which is getting our ads in front of buyers. That's exactly what happens. All right, so yeah, I don't know if mistakes number 10 is being made here, so we're gonna give half a mistake. All right, we're gonna score this ad out of 10 and compare it to the rest of the boudoir industry. So as a click an ad, yes, mistake. Don't have a who, don't have a negative. We got a positive, don't have a hesitation / roadblock. don't have an authority, don't have a story/narrative, don't have a full offer. We've got the, how's this? We've got the blow curve headline button. That's a mistake. And half a mistake on the objective, because I actually don't know which one is correct. So 8.5 out of 10 mistakes. And yeah, the average average in the boudoir industry is 7.5 out of 10 mistakes. So yeah, we're right around the average. But at least we know exactly what to fix and what most likely will be the result of us fixing these things. And for boudoir Facebook ads that have more than 2 out of 10 mistakes, I always consider them breaking down boudoir Facebook ads. So I already know, they're getting same ad spend, worse and worse results over time. So worse and worse performance over time, the ad is breaking down. And if a car has worse and worse performance over time, we say, the car is breaking down. And then where do we bring a car that's breaking down? We bring it to a car mechanic. Similarly, where do we bring a boudoir Facebook ad that is breaking down? If we want to fix it up and get it working better results, yes, we bring to a boudoir Facebook ad mechanic. So if your ad, boudoir Facebook ad that you have has these mistakes I talked about today, and you want to get it fixed, get better results, higher ROAS, scale the business, get all the attention in your friend group, be the #1 boudoir photographer of all your friends, everyone's coming to you for advice, then I got 2 options to solve this. Option 1, I charge basically per root cause problem that I solve, and I squish those 10 mistakes down to 5 root cause problems. So I'll give a 20-second diagnosis here right now. So does it look like an ad? Creative, yep. Root cause problem 1. See more headline, we need 4 out of 4. We got 1 out of 4. Root cause problem 2. Body copy, we need 3 out of 3. We got, I think we got 0 out of 3 here actually. Yeah, we got 0 out of 3. And confidence boosting, that's positive. That's gonna be in the see more headline. Fall in love with yourself, that's a positive. That's got to be in the see more headline. All right, so body copy, yeah, we got 0 out of 3. So that's the third root cause problem. Below creative headline and button, stuff below the ad, root cause problem 4. Then objective, half a root cause problem. I actually do not know which objective is being used. So 4.5 out of 5 root cause problems, and I charge $50 per root cause problem I solve. So that is, you can choose as many as you want, 1 or up to the max 4.5. And yeah, you can take these fixes, put them on all your other ads as well. But this quote is for 1 ad. And so if you wanted as the maximum fixes, that's $225. Or option 2, much better value option, is I fix all the mistakes in all your ads that you want me to, and create as many new ads as you want me to. $100 a month. Cancel anytime, month to month, flat fee. And you collab with me as much or as little as you want. So those are the 2 options. And then once you decide, you got my phone number, you got my email, and whatever social platform you're watching this on, you got my, you can DM me there. And once you hit me up, I'll ask you what you got for me, and then we'll go from there. All right, that's everything. Adios.